means, of course, is our college assembly every week. Today we will present our Learning Habits Awards. We will present our open cross-country runners before their championship in a couple of days, and we'll hear more about the college musical, which is taking place next week. As always, as Australians committed to reconciliation and justice, we acknowledge the Turrbal people of these lands and waterways. We also pay our respects to First Nations peoples gathered with us today, and we commit ourselves to walking with them towards greater reconciliation in this great nation. We've just been celebrating National Boarding Week, and so to lead us in prayer this morning and to recognise Boarding Week and the place of boarding in our college and the lives of 315 of our young men and their families, we have some of our senior boarders.
In voice and in action, in the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Loving God, we gather today with grateful hearts for the sacrifices made and the opportunities given to us as boarders. We thank you. We know that being a boarder at Nudgee is not just a privilege, but a gift made possible by our families. May we never take their love or their sacrifices for granted.
Lord, you have given us a home away from home, a place where boys become young men and strangers become brothers, where laughter echoes in the corridors and lessons are learnt far beyond the classroom. We are grateful for the boarding village, our fields, the dam, the courts, the pool. This glorious campus we get to call home. It's more than buildings, it's a place where we grow.
We thank you, Lord, for the values that guide us, faith that anchors us, family that surrounds us, whether by blood or bond, courage that helps us face every challenge, and in trust in each other, in our leaders, and in your path for us. May these values shape who we are and who we become.
We offer special thanks for the hands and hearts that care for us daily. To our heads of house, our house mums, our supervisors, thank you. To our teachers and coaches, thank you. To the catering team who fuel us, the laundry team who keep us going, the nurses who heal, and the cleaners who care for us, thank you. You are the unsung heroes of our boarding life. We see you, we appreciate you, we are better because of you.
Lord, we give thanks for the boys beside us, our boarding brothers, for the mates who lift us up, laugh with us, challenge us and stand by us, for shared meals, late night chats, early starts and long trainings. We're walking this road together and we're stronger for it. May we never forget the strength found in unity, in friendship and in family.
Lord, we also give thanks to our Dayboy brothers and their families who support us while we are away from home. Their support, inclusion and friendship makes a world of difference. This mateship between boarders and Dayboys ensures that we are truly a boarding school, not a school with boarders. That spirit of unity, of shared experience, makes Nudgee stronger.
And so, Lord, with hearts full of gratitude, we thank you for every blessing that boarding life brings, for growth, for guidance, for the memories we're making. May we live each day with purpose, ensuring that we honour those who make it all possible. Amen. Live Jesus in our hearts.
Last week, we celebrated National Boarding Week, which not only celebrates all things boarding, but also serves as a reminder that without the vision of Brother Ambrose Tracy, there would be no St. Joseph's Nudgee College. At the core of his vision was the aspiration to provide a Catholic education for young men from all across Queensland, which over the years has expanded to include young men from all over the world. Good morning, Mr. Thompson, members of the CLT, staff, parents, guests, and my fellow Nudgee brothers. Over the past 134 years, Brother Ambrose Tracy's vision has continued to go from strength to strength. Our award-winning Bathurst Boarding Village is a direct result of a dedicated team who continue to go above and beyond what is asked of them every day. Being a member of the boarding staff isn't simply a job, it's a commitment, and times can feel like a 24/7 responsibility. To our Dean of Boarding, Mr. Casey Brearley, your leadership and continual desire to create a boarding experience like no other is genuinely appreciated. Your vision and commitment to excellence inspire us all to become better versions of ourselves every day. To our heads of house, Mr. Stewart, Mr. Copeland, Mr. Tinsey, and Mr. Mitchell, with all our assistant heads of house, you create an enjoyable culture within each house and are often called upon to provide some fatherly advice and some hard truths to us young men. Now, boarding is often referred to as the heart and soul of the college. We, the boarders, are proud to provide the heart, but it's our house mothers that provide the soul as they welcome us morning and afternoon with a daily dose of motherly love. Your tireless efforts in ensuring the well-being and happiness of us all does not go unnoticed. I'd also like to take a moment to express my gratitude to the nurses in our health centre. Your care and dedication make a world of difference in times of need. Whether it's a minor injury or a more serious health concern, you're always there with a comforting smile and, when needed most, a little cuddle. To all the fantastic academic staff who dedicate their evenings to coming to the library and supporting us with our schoolwork, your commitment to our learning and your patience is deeply appreciated by every boarding student. To the laundry staff, when we return from footy on the flats in the rain with all our muddy clothes, I trust you give a little smile remembering the fun we just had, and to this we say thank you. A special thank you as well to our kitchen staff who cook for over 300 boys daily. Your dedication ensures that we are well fed, no matter the circumstances or time of day. Now, our Nudgee boarding experience doesn't come without sacrifices, and none of us would be here today without the financial or emotional sacrifices of our wonderful parents. Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to pack up our rooms, pack up our lives, and believing in the Nudgee boarding community. And finally, last but no means least, a huge thank you to my fellow Nudgee boarding brothers. It's a difficult thing to find the courage to leave your home and place your trust in a college hundreds of kilometres away. But together, as a family, we have built a community that embodies the dream of Brother Ambrose Tracy, the spirit of Blessed Edmund Rice, and our school motto, a sign of faith. And without this community, there would be no Nudgee boarding. And without Nudgee boarding, St. Joseph's Nudgee College would not be the place that it is today. And for this, you should all be very, very proud. And finally, for those of you who don't know, it's not the fairies that create or put up the spirit posters. Thank you.
Good morning, CLT, parents, staff, and young men of Nudgee. Paddy, thank you so much for your kind words there. That sense of spirituality very much was prevalent throughout your speech. Gentlemen, one of my jobs today is to talk to you around one of the EREA, the Edmund Rice Education Touchstones. The touchstones, if you will, are benchmarks that we measure ourselves upon as a school. Because for us at Nudgee, the most important thing is not necessarily premierships won or grades on report cards. It's the young men that you are growing into so you can make a courageous difference in our world. One of our touchstones is that of gospel spirituality. That doesn't mean that we need you to read the Bible every single evening and to know that Genesis comes before Exodus. Gospel spirituality means you live your life in a way that Jesus would be proud of. Are you a kind person? Are you a loving person? Are you a respectful person? The responsibility of sharing that message of Jesus ultimately in 2025 sits with the Pope. And many of you would be aware that right now we are in the very early stages of a new Pope. The previous Pope, Pope Francis, you would have been extremely familiar with. And one of his encyclicals, which means a letter or a document that he created during his tenure, was that of the Laudato Si. Laudato Si meant caring for a common home. And gentlemen, as much as I'm absolutely delightfully proud to be a part of this phenomenal community every day, probably in the last month at times I've been a little disappointed with one element of our commitment to that encyclical. That care for the environment through ensuring that rubbish is placed in the bin. I don't want to become known as the guy that talks about rubbish on assembly. But gents, in January and February when I spoke about it, you heard the call and you fixed it. But now as we sit in May, I must be brutally honest with you and say that the standards once again have dropped. I walked around our college open day on Saturday and was so proud to be a part of this place. Heard non-stop affirmations from people about wow. Yet if I walk through the yard on Monday, those standards and that pride has dropped. I know that other speakers today will allude to the litter, but I'm calling on you as young Catholic people to follow the words of Francis and ensure that the Laudato Si, the care for our common home, is followed. Gentlemen, Francis is no longer with us, but our new Pope, Pope Leo XIV, carries some interesting messages himself. He's the first Pope from the United States of America. He's travelled to Australia more than 3 times, and in fact an all-boys Catholic school just on the other side of the city, Villanova College, has hosted Pope Leo when he was a cardinal. But gentlemen, Pope Leo put a very profound statement out in only his second address to the people, and he spoke about you. He spoke about the youth of today and how hard it is to grow up in 2025. These are the words that Leo used when talking about the challenges facing you. He said that for young people there is not enough room to simply listen, reflect, and share in dialogue at school, with your family, and even amongst your peers, because there's constant loneliness for you because of how busy you're called to be. You're always online. You rush from class to work to family and back again. Leo challenged us to try and be a place that can give you some downtime. So gentlemen, I have an invitation for you today, and if 10 of you take this up, I'll be over the moon. If 20 of you do it, I'll be shocked. If 50 of you do it, Brother Damien Price, one of the great members of Christian Brothers Education in Australia, will have a smile on his face that will not be able to be wiped off. Because gentlemen, every year in September, young people just like you, aged 13 to 19, gather for a conference which is called Ignites. It's a conference for young men and young women who believe in the same things, kindness, love, and making the world a better place, to come together and essentially celebrate in the form of glorified parties and meetings. There's meals provided, there's music on, there's games, there's education, but it's all done with that spirit of letting you be a better person. Gentlemen, I'm going to talk about this idea of the light, or the Ignite conference, for quite a few weeks. But if you're someone that thinks already, hey, I'd like to know more, that could be fun. That could be something I can do in September that's not rush, 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 do. Instead, it's think about you and where you fit in this world. Please don't hesitate to come and see me. The Spirit Tunnel, where the fairies don't put up the posters. My office is found just off that. Please come and see me before school, break times, after school. I'd love to share with you more information. It doesn't matter if you're in year 5 or you're in year 12, whether you're coming as yourself or you're coming with 3 to 4 mates. I would love for nothing more than for a large number of nudgy boys to be involved in the Ignite conference this year, because the Ignite is about promoting a world of kindness. Gents, my final message is around creating a culture of kindness. And you'll know I've done it a few times this year, and once again, Paparazzi War has been out taking photos of people that I believe have been doing kind things without being asked. I've got 3 examples today. And staff and students, please feel free to send me examples to share stories of how boys are doing a kind thing without seeking recognition. The first one you can see is after Showcase last week. Goodness me, some houses made some mess. It was glorious mess, but there was more confetti there than at an Indian wedding. And gentlemen, at the end of that event, I asked boys, please come forward and help clean up some of that mess to make life for the cleaners more simple. Without necessarily being poked or prodded or threatened, there were about 15 boys that came forward and got on their hands and knees on this stage and gathered together confetti to make life easier for other people. I don't have all of your names. I don't know who all of you are. But if you were that person, thank you for that culture of kindness. Gentlemen, the second picture I have is from a few weeks ago, and it was a sad story but a brilliant one. Because I stood out at Ipswich Grammar School and watched our first 11 football team suffer quite a surprising and disappointing 3-0 loss. And midway through the second half, we were already down 2-0, heads had dropped, injuries were kicking in, and the heavens opened and the rain absolutely flooded down. I myself was a bit of a sook and went and took coverage under cover. But this hearty group of Year 12 boys remained there. We were losing, they were wet, they didn't have brollies, and yet they stood and cheered on their brothers on the oval. That's kindness, that's leadership. A shout out to those group of men. The final picture I have for you is of one particular person who I know you recognise within this community. He's in my bad books at the moment because he wasn't at Second 11 training this morning. But this is a picture of Frank Gilbert, our college vice captain. During the holidays, Nudgee played in a tournament here where we hosted a school from Victoria and one from New Zealand. And on the final day of competition, the boys that had travelled up from Victoria had suffered a few injuries and could no longer field a side. They only had 10, and they were playing against Nudgee. We could have made them really suffer, saying, that's too bad for you, we'll play with 11. But our college vice captain, captain of the Nudgee side, put his hand up and said, sir, it's actually about doing the fair thing, it's about doing the right thing. I'll go and play for the opposition. So Frank did that. He did it with a smile on his face, and the opposition beat Nudgee, with Frank proudly leading them in a cheer at the end. So to Frank, thank you for being a face of kindness, to giving of yourself and even of our school to make the world a better place. Gentlemen, please live those messages of both popes, Francis and Leo. See me if you'd like to know more about that Ignite conference, and make sure you're someone that brings gospel spirituality to life. I now pass over to Miss Chin to talk to you all about learning this morning.
Good morning, colleagues, special guests and men of Nudgee. As we gather today to celebrate students who have shown outstanding learning habits, I'd like to share with you a little story. A story about grit, planning, a grasshopper and an ant. One warm, sunny day, a grasshopper was bounding through the fields. He was happy and he sang a song as he jumped. As he got tired, he decided to lay down on a warm rock in the sunshine and watch the clouds. Just then, an ant passed by, working very hard to carry an ear of corn to his nest. The grasshopper was so enjoying his day that he called out to the ant, "Hey, why are you working so hard? It's a beautiful day. Come enjoy the sunshine with me." The ant called back, "We need to store food for the winter. In not so many days it will be cold and we will be hungry." The grasshopper thought that was silly. "Why, there's plenty of food," he cried. He went back to lazing in the sunshine. The ant shook his head and went back to work. The next day, it was again sunny and the grasshopper decided to visit the riverside. He bounded from leaf to leaf over the crisp, cool water, not a care in the world. Once again, he saw the ant pass by. This time, the ant was carrying a large leaf. The grasshopper called out again, "Hello, friend. Why are you working so hard again today? Come sit in the shade and enjoy the sound of the river." Once again, the ant refused. "These pretty days are not so many, grasshopper. Soon the cold will come. We must be ready." The ant returned to his work. On the third day, when the grasshopper awoke, the sun was not shining. It was not warm. Winter had come overnight and the ground was frozen and covered with snow. The grasshopper shivered, and as he looked for food to eat, he found nothing. He walked for hours through the snow, searching for food and shelter. As he walked, he passed the ant's nest. Inside, he saw ants, warm and happy, and sharing a delicious-looking meal. It was then that he understood that the ant was right all along. Not all days are sunny. Of course, as is the case with fables such as these, the heart of the story isn't really about insects. It's about us. It's about how we choose to use our time to plan for future success. Right now, at the start of week 5, things might feel relaxed. Deadlines seem far away. Assessments haven't piled up yet. Maybe it's tempting to be the grasshopper, to cruise through the early weeks, telling yourself there's plenty of time to study later. But we all know how quickly later becomes too late. There's nothing wrong with enjoying life, but we must be wise enough to know when it's time to work. Like the ant, we must use the sunny days to prepare for the colder ones, the weeks when assignments hit hard, when exams arrive, and when stress is high. Studying earlier in the term, reviewing your notes, asking questions, building your understanding little by little, is the equivalent of gathering that food, building that shelter. It may not seem urgent right now, but it will matter. The effort you put in today makes all the difference when the pressure is on tomorrow. So I challenge you, be the ant. Be the one who prepares, who works hard now so that you can succeed when it matters most. Future you will thank you. Future you will be warm, confident, and ready, while others are scrambling in the cold. Don't leave your success to chance. Build it now. Earn it, one day, one effort, one choice at a time. As we prepare to celebrate our students who worked hard with the future in mind, I invite Mr. Thompson and Studies Prefect Andrew LaMonica to the stage to congratulate our Junior School Learning Habits Award recipients.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson, special guests, parents, staff, and men of Nudgee. It is my privilege to present the Learning Habits Awards to students in Years 5 and 6. Please hold your applause until the end. In Year 5, the award recipients are Ollie Kaldawaya, Alex Charaneka, Lincoln Dennis, Ethan DiFrancesco, Gus Geyer, absent, Nauji Lewin, Cash Martin, Dylan Pereira, Sawyer Pugh, absent, Jasper Wright, can we please congratulate our Year 5 award recipients? In Year 6, the award recipients are Aidan Brennan, absent, Teddy Denver Fetter, Hugo Glasson, Oliver Hilton, William Lobben, Kingston Massingale, Jack McAndrew, absent, Josh Pereira, absent, Alfie Pybers, Lewis Thomas, absent, Lachlan Warhurst, absent, Toby Wilson. Can we please congratulate our Year 6 award recipients? I would now like to welcome Dermot Clancy to the stage.
It is my privilege to present the Learning Habits Awards to students in Years 7, 8 and 9. In Year 7, the award recipients are Oliver Clancy, Cooper Jones, Thomas Kennedy, Alec Levette, Freddie Orr, Aidan Scarini, Hugh Swaffield, Ryan Thompson, Jack Williams. Can we please congratulate our Year 7 award recipients? In Year 8, the award recipients are Finn Andrews, Marcus Zarin, Dehan Dawaj, Cooper Henderson, Ethan Jalea, Stefan Mineo, Evan Monaghan, Archer Skillen, Daniel White, and Xavier Whisker. Can we please congratulate our Year 8 award recipients? In Year 9, the award recipients are Lucas Conali Kruger, Darcy Cotter, Abhai Dhaliwal, Darcy Levette, Flynn McDermott, Rahul Padmanabhan, Henry Palmer, Rami Sidor, who is absent today, and Thomas Sanford. Can we please congratulate our Year 9 award recipients? I would now like to welcome Matthew Heath, Studies Prefect, to the stage.
It is my privilege to present the Learning Habits Awards to students in Years 10, 11 and 12. In Year 10, the award recipients are Sydney Bates, Jeho De Geer, Tobias Grant, Oliver Hadwin, Kai Istria, Harvey Kasperwich, Sahan Lashand, Troy Lee, Felix Timms, and Archie Youngman. Can we please congratulate our Year 10 award recipients? In Year 11, the award recipients are Ethan Andrews, Ethan Cockburn, Will Dawson, Ruben Freeland, Vincent Maravecca, Max Malloy, Antoine Roberts, Flynn Twomey, and Baxter Witteveen. Can we please congratulate our Year 11 award recipients? In Year 12, the award recipients are Dermot Clancy, Xander Isles, Oliver Gegg, Jem Harper, Hilton M, Riley Nixon, Andrew LaMonica, sorry. Riley Nixon, Tanush Patel, Harrison Patrick, and Fergus Wright. Can we please congratulate our Year 12 award recipients and all students who received the Learning Habits Award. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson, CLT, staff and Nudgee students. I want you to take a moment Picture yourself on the start line of the GPS Cross Country Championship. You can hear at first the low hum of the chatter from the crowd, the sharp whistle of the marshal, the crunch of the grass under your feet. Then silence, just the pounding of your own heartbeat in your ears. There are flags fluttering in the breeze, and the pack of runners beside you, all with that same focused look. The cool wind brushes your skin, goosebumps, not just from the chill, but from knowing that this is the moment you've trained months for. Your legs are twitching, full of energy, waiting to explode. Your mouth is dry, your heart is in your throat, and there are 1,000 butterflies flapping around your stomach. You can smell the mix of cut grass, sweat, deep heat, and determination in the air. Lining up on a start line is electric. It's a mix of nerves and excitement, of pressure and pride. But above all, it's the moment you remind yourself, I've done the work, I belong here, and I'm ready. This Thursday at Limestone Park, over 100 of your Nudgee brothers will represent us, racing with heart and spirit. And today, your captain Alex Smith will present your open team. Whilst Mr. Toohey and Mr. Thompson make their way to the stage, please, I would like to thank our dedicated and enthusiastic coaching team. Thank you, head coach Mr. Toohey, Mr. Proctor, Mr. Masters, Mr. Thompson, junior head coach Mr. Marky Towler, Ms. Waterman, Ms. Roberts, and our external coaches Matt Beard, Ben Groth, and Izzy Cooper. Additionally, thank you to Mr. Pybus, the Sport Office, and our incredible parent support group for their wonderful support throughout the season. I now welcome Alex Smith to the lectern to present the open team.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson, CLT, parents, staff, and of course, my Nudgee brothers. After a tough pre-season of early mornings, long runs, and consistent hard work, GPS Cross Country is finally here. This year's competition looks to be as close as ever, and every runner will play a crucial role in the final result. I am proud to say that every one of us has put in the effort, and we're ready to line up and give it everything on Thursday. A big thank you to all our coaches and of course our director, Ms. Trembeth, who have all worked tirelessly to ensure we are well prepared. Without further ado, your Opens Cross Country team. Will Curran, Vice Captain. Ned Curran, Vice Captain. Andreas Stevenson. Sebastian Thompson. Ben Yerley. Oscar Irinkanje, Diego King-Scott, Gus Maloney, Max Ullman, Elfie Piper, Eamon Kassane, Nicholas Philp, Dash Whitnell, Ted Connell, Jack Beaumont, Scott Waldron, Declan Warnes, who was absent, and Lachlan Cook.
And Alex Smith. Please give a round of applause to your open team for 2025.
Good morning, Mr. Thompson, CLT, staff, parents, carers, and my fellow Nudgee brothers. Talent is everywhere on this campus. In fact, if you're a student, I'd bet that at least 2 people in your row have an honour pocket, academic accolades, or co-curricular excellence to their name. Yet rarely we see all this talent showcased together. Most of the hard work happens quietly in the background. Our musical changes that. It brings together students from Nudgee, Mary MacKillop, and St. Rita's in a celebration of performance, music, drama, tech, and stagecraft, all working together in harmony. Whether you're a boarder looking for a break from study, or a parent who's interested in seeing a different side of Nudgee spirit, come and see The Wiz. It's been in the work for over 6 months, with dozens of professionals across art, music, tech, and drama, raising the bar higher than ever before. If you've been to Showcase, you know how incredible the costumes, dancing, and singing can be. The Wiz is the next step. Our musical band will have every foot tapping on the soft carpet of Tierney Auditorium, but don't just take my word for it. Come along from the 28th to the 31st of May. Enjoy a great meal, fantastic show, and yes, an open bar for parents. Tickets are available now through Humanitix. Just search The Wiz Nudgee and grab yours before they sell out. The spotlights are on, the cast and crew are ready. Be immersed in a set that's bold, bright, and steady. The Scarecrow seeks brains, the Tin Man is heart. The Lion hunts for courage to play his part. Where dance meets music and rhythm unfolds, come journey with us down the yellow brick road.
As we reach the halfway point of the term, homework is starting to pile up, exams start to creep into the back of our minds, and sporting commitments are picking up. It's easy to just put your head down and keep pushing through. But it's worth pausing for a moment and to talk about something that is more important than all of that, your mental health. It's okay not to be perfect all the time. No one is. Every single person in this room is human, and your emotions matter just as much as the bloke sitting either side of you. You've probably heard it before, but it's worth saying again. It's not weak to speak. Opening up is one of the strongest things you can do. It shows you've got courage to be real and care for yourself and care for others. If you ever feel like you've got no one to talk to, I'll talk to you. Our experienced counsellors will. Our staff will, and the boys in the bear cave will. Sometimes all it takes is just someone willing to sit and listen while you get things off your chest. You are never alone, even if it feels that way. Former Western Bulldog player Tom Boyd said it best. When it comes to checking in on your mates, it's a non-negotiable. It's a 1%er. It's those small but very, very critical tasks that need to be done that require no skill and no talent. What they do require is character, conviction, and courage. So give us your courage. Ask your mates how they're really going. Stop and listen. But not just the surface level stuff, because if we do that, those 1%ers can add up to something powerful. They might even save a life one day. Possibly someone in this very room. So look after yourself, look after your mates, and never forget, you are not alone. It's not weak to speak.
Once again, this June, we're taking on the Push-Up Challenge to raise awareness for better mental health for all Australians, because your push is power. We're aiming for 3,214 push-ups in 23 days. Representing the 3,214 lives lost to suicide in 2023. It's not just about fitness, it's about starting conversations, supporting each other, and making a difference. After last year's challenge, 99% of people felt fitter and stronger after the challenge, and 94% said their overall mood had improved significantly. The challenge kicks off on June 4th, and we want all of you on Team Nudgee. There'll be a QR code or link in the notices from now until June 4th to join. Get involved and push for a cause.
Boys, the Bear Cave is back and up and running again this term. Every Wednesday in TO1 from 7:30 till the first bell. It's a safe space and somewhere to come and chat about anything in life with your mates and your trusted seniors. Everyone is welcome. Lastly, Ida Hobbit Day was last Saturday. This was a great day where worldwide we can raise awareness against discrimination and homophobia. It's important that here at Nudgee we continue to carry these messages of Ida Hobbit Day for 365 days a year. After all, we are the 10,000 brothers, not the 9,999. Have a great week.
Thank you very much. Will, Hayden and Harry, for those very important messages there. Good morning, Nudgee. Good morning. I extend a very warm welcome and greeting to our Nudgee brothers who are up in from McKenna House up in Tierney, and also to our parents who are here with us this morning. I want to just recap some of the things that we went over. So thank you very much to Patty and the members of the boarding community for recapping and acknowledging what occurred during National Boarding Week last week. It was wonderful to culminate with the celebrations that we had on Friday evening, where many of our boarding families were able to come here and celebrate with us at the Learning Centre. Thank you very much to Mr. Waugh for promotion of the Ignite Conference. And gents, I can speak from experience, having attended close to, I think, about 5 of those conferences across the years, and how important they are and how fulfilling they can actually be. So if you're half thinking about it, please take up Mr. Waugh on that offer and ask any questions and go and see him about that. Congratulations to all of those students who were up on stage here being acknowledged for the learning habits that they had been acknowledged for during term 1. It's always great to have any students up here, and it's a wonderful thing that we do every single term to have those reports on your learning habits. For those boys that may not get A's and B's all the time, it's important that the effort that you put in will eventually translate to those results that you so desire. So there was a great message from Miss Chin there about the ant and the grasshopper, and hopefully you're considering that and making sure that you're an ant more than a grasshopper as we move forward. I can attest to the hard work that our cross-country boys have put in, and thank you very much to all the coaches involved, and looking forward to seeing how they perform at GPS on Thursday. It is one of the most difficult GPS championships, given that there's only 50 points on offer for the winning team. So it is always a very difficult one, and it will be very close, as Ms. Trember spoke about. So looking forward to seeing how they go. Very big thanks to all involved in Showcase. It still amazes me that we have such high rates of participation there, and seeing boys who are having so much fun, and extend that thanks to all of the house deans and all of the work that they put in to make such a successful afternoon. And finally, musical. It's great to see the practice is really ramping up now as we approach. I think there's less than 2 weeks to go. So if you can, please buy one of those tickets and come along and support those boys, and also our sisters from both Mary MacKillop College and St Rita's College in all the work that they've done to ensure success of that. What I'd like to speak about just briefly this morning, fellas, is just it sort of piggybacks on the back of some of the things that Mr. Waugh said. But I was sitting there last night, we had the cross-country dinner, went home, and 8 o'clock came around and I thought, I'll flick the TV on. And there on ABC was Australian Story, and it's been years since I've watched Australian Story. I always love it. It's a great program. It features some incredible people from around Australia who do amazing things and have led amazing lives. And last night it featured a gentleman by the name of Samuel Johnson. And Samuel Johnson is a well-known Australian actor. But he's a gentleman who he's not without the challenges in his life. And he's led a pretty difficult life. And I won't go into all the details there. You can view those things on ABC iView. But one of the things that Samuel did many years ago, he had a sister that sadly passed away of cancer. And before she passed away, she saw that he had a few bumps on his horizon, and she wanted to leave a legacy for him and teach him a lesson without knowing that she wouldn't be around for him. So whilst he's a very good actor, he's also a pretty accomplished sort of, I suppose, circus-skilled person. So he could ride a unicycle really well. He could ride a unicycle while he juggled as well. But one of the things that he did back in, I think it might have been 2013, was he decided to ride a unicycle around Australia. Took him 364 days in honour of his sister and the cause that he had set up, the charity he'd set up, called Love Your Sister. And he did that, and one of the profound things that he said last night during the program was, during that time I had so much time to think to myself. And I realised that the benefit for me, or the better me, was the person who put others first, who put others before me, who helped others live a better life, and that helped me be a better person and, in turn, live a better life. And so it led me to, and I'm glad that Mr. Waugh spoke about Pope Francis, because it reminded me of this beautiful quote that Brother Damien shared just after his passing. And we haven't actually gathered, the last time we gathered was just after he passed away, so a lot has happened in our church since then. But I'll share this quote with you that should come up on the screen in a moment. Rivers do not drink their own water. Trees do not eat their own fruit. The sun does not shine on itself, and flowers do not spread their fragrance for themselves. Living for others is a rule of nature. We're all born to help each other, no matter how difficult it is. Life is good when you are happy, but much better when others are happy because of you. He's an incredible man, Pope Francis, and I think I'd never seen that quote before. I just thought that was a beautiful quote to read just after he passed away. And like we heard, Pope Leo, no doubt, look forward to sharing the wonderful words that he will share with us during his papacy. But it led me to thinking as well about that message of Mr. Waugh, around that idea of litter, around that idea of at least looking after, taking care of what I'm responsible for. But it's a little bit more than that, boys. If you're picking up what you put down and putting it in the bin, you're actually taking care of those wonderful cleaners that get around the school and do clean up for you. If they weren't doing that, they could do other cleaning jobs around the school and make our beautiful school look even better. So you can start today just with that very simple gesture of finding one of those. I think Sir said there were over 80 bins around our school. So chances are you're not more than 10 metres from one at any given time. Find that, put your rubbish in there. And in doing that, you're looking after other people. You're taking care of those who need being taken care of. Gentlemen, I hope you have a fantastic week. I look forward to seeing you all around. I'll hand over to Miss Hale now.
Good morning, CLT, parents, staff, and men of Nudgee. The quote on the screen, hopefully soon, is a quote that I used sometime near the end of last term, but I wanted to show it again to just talk through and re-establish some expectations this morning. So, high achievement always takes place in the framework of high expectation. So in order for you to achieve, which is our ultimate goal here at Nudgee, in whatever you choose to do, there needs to be high expectations set around that achievement. So I just wanted to speak about two re-establishing expectations. One has already been discussed twice already today, so hopefully the message will be really, really clear by the end of this assembly. So the first one is involving our classroom culture. So we introduced these new processes at the beginning of this year, and in both a survey of yourselves, the students, and of staff, it is really evident that there is a positive movement as a result of these new processes. Classrooms are calmer, classrooms are more productive, you are able to learn more, which again is our ultimate goal here at Nudgee. But I just wanted to remind and maybe pinpoint some of the key things in these two processes and make a connection between one and the other. So you'll notice that in the classroom entrance and exit procedures, I have highlighted the step that says respect the learning of self and others. So that is the core value in every lesson, that you are respecting your own learning and you are respecting the learning of other people in the classroom. Key, really, really simple. I want to then just make a connection to the 3 R's. So we know that the 3 R's are in place when we are not doing that simple thing. So when we are not respecting our own learning or respecting others by doing things that disrupt that. They can be as simple as talking. That can be as simple as being distracted on your laptop. And it could be also behaviors that are perceived to be far worse than that. You are basically not respecting your own learning and you're not respecting the learning of other people in the classroom. And that's when staff will recognize those behaviors. So they will recognize, they may use the words, you are not respecting your learning or others. Stop doing whatever the behavior might be. That is your first opportunity, and I mentioned this when I spoke about the 3R process at the beginning of the year. You have many opportunities to correct and re-engage with the learning. So that's your first opportunity to do that, and the hope is that you never have to be reminded of that behavior or that you are not respecting your learning, and that you have a really productive lesson. I also want to make really clear that if we do get to a step where you are on that last R and you are being removed from the class, that is a choice that you are making. There is no reason why any student should refuse to follow a simple instruction from their staff in their classroom, their teacher in their classroom. Really, really simple instruction. You are able to follow that. If you don't do that, you are making the choice at that moment to be removed from the classroom. So just wanted to connect some dots, remind us all about these processes and the success that we are seeing with them, but just ensure that you are going into every lesson understanding that your core goal is to learn, and to do that you need to respect yourself and others in the room to ensure that we are all learning in that environment. The other expectation is something that has been spoken about twice already today. Mr. Thompson told me at the beginning of the year that in order to get a message across, you need to say it 6 times in 6 different ways. So we're 3 times, it may be 3 slightly different ways. I've got visuals to help with mine. If I was to look at those images and not know the wonderful men sat in front of me, I could make a judgment that you do not care about your school, that some of you do not care about your school, that some of you believe that rubbish is someone else's job. But I know the many boys sitting in front of me, and I know that's not true. But those images say that. 2 of those images you will see have a bin really, really close to that rubbish. One of them has rubbish on top of the bin. That is completely unacceptable. To make it to the bin and then leave your rubbish on top, again, if we're making judgments, that is suggesting that you do not care. And I know that you care about your school, but we need to show that. You have probably been told a message about litter this year about 6 times, maybe 7, and you make improvements. And I'm really grateful that you make those improvements, but then we slip again. What I don't want to have to do is move into a space where we are adding consequences. where you are losing the privilege to certain spaces around the campus because you cannot put rubbish in a bin. So I am asking you, gents, to do better. And not to just do better today and tomorrow and the next day, but to do better all of the time. Because this is your school. You feel proud to come here. Don't let those images be what your school looks like. Okay, mood shift into house chess competition. I'm not going to do a walk of shame for our 9 houses. Most of us, I think, know the results, particularly if we were involved in the chess competition that was happening around the same time. Thanks, gents. It was happening around the same time as Showcase. It was a really, really busy period. So I congratulate all houses for their participation in the chess competition at that time. So rather than do a walk of shame, I will ask Mr. Thompson to come up on stage. I've remembered the trophy this time. I'm doing better. And I will announce third through to first, and then I will ask our winning house, the prefects, to come up and collect their trophy and celebrate and bask in the glory. So in third place, we have McKenna House. Well done, McKenna. In second place, we have Shaw. Congratulations, Shaw. And then in first place, Tierney. If we have Tierney prefects pop up and grab your trophy. Definitely bask in the glory. Walk a bit slower. Congratulations, Tierney House. Okay, gents, as we finish assembly, let's just look to the week ahead. So on Thursday, we resume our house masses, or resume our house masses. We have Ross and Riley House. And obviously, we have presented our cross-country teams this morning, and we wish them well for Thursday. Our student formation, Wednesday, theatre sports, there we are. Our student formation, so year 5s are in classrooms. Bit of information on here, gents. Year 5s in classrooms, year 6, they're on an RE excursion. And then our year 7s are going to have a year level meeting. Information will be sent out via the notices and your house deans where that location is. Year 11s, you have a guest speaker. Go to PC and then head promptly to Tierney. Remaining year levels are in classrooms, except for our year 12 skills and training. Gentlemen, you are in Ryan Hall. And then lastly, we have our sport this weekend. Good luck to... Thanks, gents. We might not have been in assembly for a long time, but we definitely know how to behave. Thank you. So good luck to all our boys for the weekend. And then finally, a reminder for social justice. You can see the social justice opportunities available. There are still spots for Thursday and Friday programs, so please email Mrs. Leagood to sign up for those. Okay, to end our assembly, I call on Will Reardon, Hodder Man, for 3 cheers. Okay, gentlemen, we remain seated until I dismiss you house by house. Parents, if you would like to make a quick escape, please do so now.